Hello seekers, welcome to Punneit Astrology, your one-stop astro channel. On 10th of June in the evening, Moon will make its move in the sign of Libra. Moon will find Ketu in the Libra zodiac sign, and now Moon and Venus both will be in the axis of Rahu and Ketu. Definitely this is going to affect the mind a lot. Moon is after all mind, and Libra is also fourth from the sign of Cancer. So from the Moon's own house, Libra is actually the piece of Karka Rashi. And when Moon finds Ketu there, the peace gets disturbed. So a person will have two options. One, to accept the truth and live in peace and in synchronicity with the environment, or Ketu will continuously trouble the Moon with deficiencies, with the thoughts of not having something in your life. And Ketu might create multiple realities, and you will imagine different outputs of the same problem. Maybe all of that is just an illusion. So you will have to be very, very careful that in these 2 days, 10, 11 and 12th, when Moon is joining hands with Ketu, on one hand Ketu tries to magnify and multiply the realities. You should not get confused in your life. And if you have to take some decision and you are confused, just wait for 5 days, because the next step will be Moon getting debilitated. So for the next 5 days, either do not take any decision or just take a decision and don't regret later on. Only if you have planned that. Unplanned decision on 10, 11 and 12th of June is going to be is going to create a very difficult situation later on, because it may create difficult times for you in case you also have an afflicted Moon or an afflicted Venus in your birth chart. If you are running a Moon Mahadasha, Ketu Mahadasha, or their Antardashas, or even Pratyantar Dasha, these 2 days can create some deviation in your life. Suddenly, one event, one decision, and your life runs in a completely different path. Moon will definitely look forward to Venus and Rahu. Now, what is this? Say, so for example, you have taken a decision. You were confident about that decision. And now suddenly, the Venus and Rahu in the 7th house starts creating distraction for this Moon. Venus and Rahu, which is in the sign of Aries in the 7th house, can create circumstances that may appear to be very attractive. So you will have to be very careful, because illusion can distract your mind and bring your attention towards areas that you don't need to give your attention towards. And that can waste your time, delay your decision, or you may lose a golden opportunity because of that confusion. So stick to what you are doing already. If you have planned something, do not deviate from that plan unless you know you have done the proper analysis and you know what you're doing. You will have to carefully observe that, are you getting influenced by external factors? If you are getting influenced by external factor, you will have to be extremely cautious in your life. Venus and Rahu in the 7th house from the Chandra, and remember, Libra is controlled by Shukra. Mind gets completely devoured by the Maya, because Venus and Rahu and Ketu combined can create circumstances and scenarios that may seem highly adverse or highly favorable. Both of them can be highly untrue. They can be false. They can be just a Maya trying to play with your mind. So mind games, mind play will happen a lot when Moon will move in the sign of Libra. From the perspective of students, you have to be very careful so that your mind don't get distracted by games, television shows, or even the feeling of getting failure in the examination, because that can take your mind away. So chant a Saraswati mantra in this case. For businessmen, an idea of lucrative profit, a good investment, a good business opportunity may come in this time. So anything good that comes in this time, you will have to scrutinize for the outcome. And anything bad that seem to happen in this time, you must check the authenticity and the actual impact of the event, because the actual impact may differ from the pseudo impact or the perceived impact. With respect to people who have an afflicted moon, this may give you a very hard time. So you should chant the Shiva mantra. Chanting Mahamrityunjay mantra in this time is going to be extremely helpful if you have an afflicted moon, especially if you have Moon and Ketu conjunction. Relationships are one area which will be impacted because of this. So there can be doubt, there can be fight, there can be a numbness, a feeling of a gap, an emotional trauma, provided that you are not able to analyze and judge the situation and you are just reacting. But if you are giving a proper response, you will see that either you will tend to avoid the situation or there will be a delay. You will just push back. So it is better not to hurt anyone's feeling in this time. And on the positive side, how to deal actually with this Moon-Ketu transit. See, Ketu is, no planet is your enemy, not even Ketu. Ketu is a very spiritual planet. So when Moon and Ketu comes together, it means your mind is asking to give up something for something better. And if that something better is actually something better, then obviously you must give up. This is also the time to let go the emotion, to feel numb, to feel deep into meditation and completely you lose yourself in the divine presence. Rahu and Venus conjunction can also mean that you find your love in the other realm. You find your peace in the other realm. So this can also momentarily take away your pain. Because when somebody is too deep in the pain, they are given medicines that numbs the organ and the sensation of pain reduces. That also can be the impact of Moon-Ketu conjunction. Try to avoid taking any intoxication in this time because that can affect your health in the long run, especially your mental health. And whenever Moon-Ketu comes, always try to be spiritual. Because when you are spiritual, Ketu will always give you, because the natural operating principle of Ketu is to give you moksha from anything. It can be moksha from relation, moksha from problem, moksha from pain, or moksha from the life and birth cycle. And when that happens, it's like you are trying to realize, you are trying to read, you are trying to absorb the concept of moksha. Moksha is always difficult. Because to leave something behind means you are going against the very principle of Maya. And Maya is going to be very strong because Venus and Rahu is 7th from this moon. So it's a fight between sannyas and Maya. And those who chooses sannyas, those who will choose to let go, those who will choose to drop the load and relax, those who will choose to take the decision using the principle of karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. That means the duty of karma is in your hand. Forget about the fruits of or the results of it. You should know what you're doing. But whether the fruits will come today or tomorrow is not in your hand. But you should know that what you are doing right now, what will be the consequence of your action. But whether you will get it or not is not in your hand. So Moon and Ketu can be highly beneficial if you handle it properly, or it can create mental stress and trauma and can put you into doubt and mental suffering if not handled carefully. So this is the difference. A planetary conjunction can prove to be blessing, or it can prove itself to be literally a pain. It's all how you handle. So I hope you understand how to handle Moon and Ketu conjunction. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss another update. We'll meet you in the next video. Till then, namaste.